What happens when a single individual becomes so influential that he controls an entire city through fear, influence, and corruption? Al Capone, born in 1899 in Brooklyn, New York, rose to become one of the most famous figures in history. During the Prohibition era, Capone saw an opportunity and built a vast network in Chicago. His operations flooded the streets with illicit alcohol, but it wasn't just about the booze. He also controlled gambling and other underground activities. With a ruthless approach, he eliminated rivals and established dominance, including the notorious 1929 St. Valentine's Day incident where 7 people lost their lives. Despite his empire's wealth and influence, Capone's career eventually caught up with him. The government, unable to bring him down through violent crime charges, turned to an unexpected weapon: tax evasion. In 1931, Capone was convicted and sentenced to 11 years in prison, most of which he served at Alcatraz. His health deteriorated during his time in prison due to an untreated condition. By the time Capone was released in 1939, his power had significantly waned, and he spent his final years battling declining health before passing away in 1947. Capone's story is one of incredible rise and devastating fall, illustrating how even the most feared figures can eventually be brought to their knees. Consider a single individual controlling an empire that generates billions annually, fueling international conflict and impacting an entire nation. This was the reality under Pablo Escobar, Colombia's most notorious figure, who rose from humble beginnings to become one of the wealthiest and most dangerous individuals in history. Born in 1949 in Rio Negro, Colombia, Escobar quickly escalated from petty theft to smuggling. By the 1980s, he founded the Medellin cartel, monopolizing the global trade and flooding the streets of the US and beyond. At his peak, Escobar earned up to $60 million a day, making him one of the richest men in the world. With power came violence. Escobar's reign was marked by terror, including bombings and targeting those who opposed him. His most infamous act was the 1989 incident involving Avianca Flight 203, which shocked the world and underscored his ruthless nature. Escobar's actions led to a bloody conflict with the Colombian government, which struggled to contain his influence. In 1991, authorities captured Escobar, imprisoning him in a luxurious jail of his own making. However, he escaped in 1992, prompting a manhunt that lasted over a year. On December 2, 1993, Escobar's life ended during a confrontation with the Colombian National Police. His legacy serves as a chilling reminder of the destructive power of unchecked greed and violence, leaving a lasting impact on Colombia and the world. Picture a mysterious figure stalking the fog-laden streets of London, leaving behind a trail of fear and unsolved mysteries. This was Jack the Ripper, one of history's most infamous and elusive figures whose chilling spree in 1888 remains shrouded in mystery. Operating in the impoverished district of Whitechapel, London, Jack the Ripper targeted women, mostly vulnerable individuals, in a manner suggesting calculated intent and a disturbing level of cruelty. The gruesome nature of these incidents gripped the public's imagination, sparking widespread panic and fascination. Despite a massive police investigation, Jack the Ripper was never caught, and his identity remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in criminal history. Numerous theories about his identity have emerged over the years, ranging from a local butcher to a member of the royal family, but no conclusive evidence has ever surfaced. The Ripper's reign of terror lasted only a few months, but the fear he instilled was far-reaching, influencing both contemporary and modern culture. The case marked a turning point in criminal investigations and forensic science, highlighting the need for more advanced techniques. More than 130 years later, Jack the Ripper's legacy endures, symbolizing both the darkest sides of human nature and the chilling mystery of a figure who vanished without a trace. His story continues to captivate historians, criminologists, and the public alike, serving as a haunting reminder of the unknown lurking in the shadows. Imagine a charming, intelligent, and seemingly ordinary man hiding a chilling secret. He was one of America's most notorious figures. Ted Bundy, born in 1946, began his spree in the 1970s, leaving a trail of terror across multiple states. He preyed on young women, using his charisma and deceptive tactics to lure them into his grasp. Bundy's ability to blend into society, appearing as a friendly neighbor or acquaintance, made him all the most terrifying. Who could suspect that someone with his charm was capable of such horrors? Bundy's ability to evade capture for so long is as terrifying as the crimes themselves. Arrested multiple times, he managed to escape custody twice, exploiting the system's weaknesses. He confessed to 30 incidents, though the true number remains a mystery, with some estimates suggesting it could be much higher. Bundy's reign of terror finally ended in 1978 after a nationwide manhunt that gripped the nation. His trial became a media sensation, showcasing his unsettling charisma and manipulative nature. Bundy was sentenced to death and executed in 1989, leaving behind a legacy that continues to haunt the public consciousness. His story is a chilling reminder that even the most charming individuals can hide the darkest secrets, challenging our perceptions of trust and safety. The fear he instilled serves as a stark warning of the potential for evil lurking behind a friendly facade. Picture two young, charismatic individuals, armed and ruthless, driving through the American heartland, leaving behind a trail of destruction and infamy. Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow, a notorious couple, turned the country into their playground during the Great Depression. In the early 1930s, they embarked on a crime spree that included bank robberies, car thefts, and confrontations with law enforcement. Their daring escapades captured the public's imagination, making them folk heroes to some, yet feared by many and relentless pursued by the law. Their most notorious acts involved violent robberies and ambushes, leaving chaos and fear in their wake. The duo's ability to evade capture, living a life on the run, only added to their legendary status. They were both known for their unpredictable nature, which made them both a symbol of rebellion and a source of dread. Despite their romanticized image, their actions resulted in numerous casualties, including law enforcement officers and civilians. The law finally caught up with them on May 23, 1934, when they were intercepted by a pose of officers in Bienville Parish, Louisiana. The confrontation was swift and decisive, marking the end of their infamous journey. Bonnie and Clyde's legacy is a reminder that even the most charismatic individuals can bring devastation, leaving a lasting impact on American culture and history. Their story continues to fascinate, serving as a cautionary tale of crime and consequence. Imagine a man so manipulative and charismatic that he convinced a group of followers to commit unimaginable acts. Charles Manson orchestrated one of the most shocking sprees in American history. In the late 1960s, Manson formed a family of followers, mostly young, impressionable individuals who believed in his delusional teachings. Manson's ability to manipulate them was terrifying, as he convinced them they were part of a revolution, a helter-skelter conflict only he could lead them through. In 1969, Manson directed his followers to target actress Sharon Tate and others in a series of brutal incidents. These acts were shocking for their savagery and senselessness, capturing the nation's attention and instilling widespread fear. Manson didn't harm anyone directly, but his influence was powerful, using his followers as instruments to carry out his plans. The world was horrified when the perpetrators were captured, revealing the extent of Manson's manipulative control. His trial and conviction exposed the dark side of his mind, showcasing his unsettling charisma and the dangerous power of influence. Manson spent the rest of his life in prison, but his legacy lives on in the fear he instilled and the reality of how one man's mind could lead others down a path of destruction. His story serves as a haunting reminder of the potential for evil lurking behind a seemingly charismatic facade, challenging our perceptions of leadership and trust. Imagine a seemingly harmless man, a friendly neighbor with a charming smile, hiding the darkest of secrets. John Wayne Gacy, known as the Killer Clown, entertained at children's parties, dressing up as Pogo the Clown. To the outside world, he appeared ordinary, even likable, embodying the persona of a community-minded individual. However, beneath this facade, Gacy harbored a sinister darkness that would shock the nation. Between 1972 and 1978, Gacy targeted at least 33 young men and boys, luring them into his home with promises of work, money, or simply a place to stay. Once inside, he would restrain and harm them, hiding the remains beneath his house or disposing of them in nearby rivers. His monstrous acts only came to light after one intended victim managed to escape and led police to Gacy's home. Inside, authorities discovered the horrific truth, uncovering the remains of numerous victims. Despite his outwardly normal life, Gacy's actions revealed the chilling reality of evil lurking behind a friendly facade. He was convicted and sentenced to death, spending years on death row before his execution in 1994. Gacy's story serves as a haunting reminder of how appearances can be deceiving, challenging our perception of safety and trust within our communities. His legacy continues to evoke fear and fascination, highlighting the potential for darkness hidden beneath the surface of everyday life. What if one of history's most notorious female figures wasn't just known for her power, but also for her obsession with beauty that led to chilling legends? Elizabeth Báthory, often referred to as the Blood Countess, is infamous for stories that have haunted history. Born in 1560 in Hungary, Báthory was a noblewoman with significant influence. Beneath her prestigious status lay a fascination with youth and immortality, leading to tales that she believed unusual methods could maintain her beauty. Reports suggest she was linked to mysterious events involving young girls, though the exact details remain unclear. Her wealth and noble connections allowed her to avoid immediate scrutiny, but whispers of her actions began to spread, eventually leading to an investigation. In 1610, authorities confined Báthory to her own castle, where she remained until her passing in 1614. The investigation revealed unsettling patterns, casting a shadow over her once proud legacy. While the full extent of her actions remains debated, Elizabeth Báthory's reputation as one of history's most enigmatic women endures. Her story serves as a reminder of the potential for myths and legends to grow around figures of power and privilege. The legend of the Blood Countess continues to captivate and intrigue, symbolizing the extremes of human obsession and the consequences of unchecked ambition. Which criminal story intrigued you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let us know if you'd like to see a part 2 exploring more notorious criminals. Join us next time as we delve deeper into the stories of crime and consequences, because every criminal has a tale worth telling.